Hi guys, I just want to do a random but different kind of video where I do an unboxing. Now the actual cardboard box has already been opened by the postal service when it was delivered to my house. So I did an online order through the website The Works to actually buy the Harry Potter book box set, and I was so excited for this one. I've already read Harry Potter, and I'm sure you guys have heard of Harry Potter, otherwise where have you been? But the reason why I wanted to buy this one was because it had the latest book cover designs, and I've seen the online pics. They just look amazing. The actual individual book covers, as well as the actual box itself that contains every of the 7 books. So I also bought another book series box set, but this one is a less well-known series. It's called the Chronicles of Ixia book series, and firstly I think I'll just start off with unwrapping the Harry Potter book set. So this is how it looks like. So this is the roof bit. It looks so magical and colourful. And then this is Hogwarts, and this retails from in the Works website. The Works is basically a UK shop. They have like so many branches within the UK. I don't know if they're like international as well. I think they're just UK based. And they have like these big sales, and they're having a big sale for the Harry Potter series book set. So this one costed £39.99, so that's £40 really. And I also bought the Chronicles of Ixia series, so that's one cover design for one of the books. This is the first book. It's like a green smoke. I really like these cover designs, they're awesome. So I'm going to start off with the Harry Potter unboxing. So let me just open it with a bit of scissors. Okay, just use my fingers. Okay, wow, so the reason why I want to do a book cover, well, unboxing and review, is because these book covers are like the latest book covers for, but basically the Harry Potter series has had numerous amount of book cover changes throughout the years. So if you didn't know already, Harry Potter came out in 1997, I believe, and throughout from then it had like so many book cover changes, editions, different editions basically. And this one is like I believe the latest, or one of the latest ones. And I've seen the pics online, but to see it in real life, let's have a look at how it looks in real life. And this is the cover for the first book, which is called Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, not Sorcerer's Stone, it's Philosopher's Stone. And okay, so what I want to see was how this cover designer interprets each of the books, because you have to think about what's the main plot point for each book, and or like what you think is the best moment to pick for the cover design. So for this cover designer, he chose to feature Hagrid, actually, which is interesting, which is really good actually, because Hagrid was actually a big part of. I absolutely love Hagrid in Harry Potter. I'm a Harry Potter fan, if you didn't notice. And so for this cover, I believe this is when they go to the Dark Forest, and well, they talk to Hagrid a lot throughout the whole series. In Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, they they talk to Hagrid about Norbert, the dragon egg that he has, and who gave him that dragon egg. So I believe he focused on this scene in particular, which is like one of the first clues to finding out who took the Philosopher's Stone. So and also because Hagrid was actually a big part of the first book. He's the one that actually tells Harry here that he's a wizard. So I really like the character design and just like the overall, like, you see the like the twinkles all over. It looks so magical. It looks so cool. You know, and there's the back cover with Hedwig with the owl letter. Not Hedwig. What am I saying? It's just a random owl. It's not Hedwig. It's just a random owl giving the actual Hogwarts letter, because that is like what sets Harry on his journey. Him finding out that he's actually a wizard, and him enrolling to Hogwarts Academy, Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. What am I saying? Academy. Um. Anyway, so there's the first book. It looks really good, and the comparison here is that the very first book cover that was made for Harry Potter, it was of Harry waiting for the Hogwarts train. I'll put a picture somewhere. Yeah, I'll put a picture here of what the very first book cover looked like for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. all the way back in 1997. So that one, it focused on the actual Hogwarts train arriving. So that's a difference then, like in like what story element they chose. So that's interesting. I feel like this one's definitely better. I mean, all of them would be better surely, because this is 2018. These came out in 2017, I believe. I'm not 100% sure, but they came out in recent years, so obviously they would be better, but we're focusing on what plot point they're using. So yeah, this is the book 1 and book 2. I really like the look of this one online, and it just looks incredible. So if you're not familiar, or if you need your memory a bit jogged, so what happened in the Chamber of Secrets, that's book 2, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So what happened in this one was that Harry Potter found Tom Riddle's diary and found out that Tom Riddle is actually Lord Voldemort, and this is actually Voldemort's basilisk snake that he found in the Chamber of Secrets, and the Chamber of Secrets is actually in Hogwarts. So this is basically him battling with the sword, battling the basilisk, and it looks incredible. This one as well. And I like how the Harry Potter title shines, and also J.K. Rowling's name. Actually, wait, no, it's just Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. The actual title is shiny. That's quite nice. And here's the back. And that's Dobby. Wow, is that how Dobby actually looks in Harry Potter? I don't know if that's how he's supposed to look. Can you see? He looks a bit too skinny in the films. He looks definitely better in the films. I don't know why the cover designer drew him like this. I don't know if that's a true representation of how Dobby actually looks. Because he is an elf, so he should look more elfy, elfish. Not to be racist or anything. No. But anyway, God, I like how they add the stars as well. That's like a nice little thing to like add in. It makes it more magical to add in the stars effect. And they actually shine as well. So amazing, man. These book covers are just great. And also the very first book cover for the Chamber of Secrets was of Ron saving Harry by basically nicking his dad's car, and because the car flies and then they're basically going on their journey to Hogwarts using his dad's car. So that was the like the cover for book 2 for the very first book cover. But this one is actually showing the actual climax. So I'm really impressed that they chose the climax moment for this new edition. So that's really cool. I mean, the car design was cool as well. I'm not like dissing the original back book covers. They were awesome. I'm just saying like this one looks like it looks more action packed. So that's cool. So the next one is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. And this one is blue and purple. I absolutely adore. I think this one is like one of the best ones out of this whole collection. I think I've seen the pics online, I'm just seeing it in real life. So this one is the Patronus charm, when Harry successfully um, generates the Expecto Patronus charm, my English. um, and on the Dementors. The Dementors made their debut in this novel, so this is actually one of my favorite Harry Potter books. I really enjoyed Chamber of Secrets. I absolutely loved Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban, as well as Goblet of Fire. So I really liked how they used this moment for the book, when Harry successfully does the Patronus job on the Dementors, and it wasn't just like a little like Patronus charm. He managed to like block a lot of Dementors from killing Sirius Black, and Sirius Black makes his debut in this one as well. In the very first book cover, they featured Harry riding the Hippogriff, and the Hippogriff was like a major plot point in this novel, but I really do prefer this book cover because Patronus Charm, amazing, man. That's like one of my favorite spells in Harry Potter. So yeah, that's book 3. Now on to book 4, where the books get a lot bigger. And oh yeah, I forgot to show book 3's back cover. So that's the actual bus that basically Harry got kicked. Well, he didn't get kicked out exactly. He actually left of his own volition. So he went on the night bus to get to what's it called? Nocturne Alley, I believe. It's that bar where Ron and Hermione were in, and everyone else, the Weasley family, were in. So yeah, awesome. So book 4 is bigger, and it features the dragon. It was the first trial in the first trial for Harry. So in this one, the Triwizard Tournament was introduced. So Harry took part in it, and this was the first task to actually get the egg from the dragon that was guarding it. So this one looks really cool, really action packed. So yeah, I really like that. This one is actually very similar to the very first book cover. I'll put a picture here. It's of the dragon blasting flame at Harry, and Harry trying to get the egg. And but I think this one just has a better design to it, drawing wise. But they're both really cool. So yeah, and that's the trio. Yeah. In terms of the character design, I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. But I'll overlook it. You know what, I'm gonna say in terms of like, I'll say afterwards, like in terms of the character design, because they still look like little kids, even by book 7. In book 7, Harry still looks like a kid. I'm not joking. But anyway, So book 5 is all red, and this is book 5, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. And this one, what this one features? This features the Nargles, the Nargle that Harry and everyone else was riding in to get to the Ministry of Magic, because they had to find that ball, that orb thing. So interesting that it shows that moment. I believe the original book cover featured the actual phoenix itself, which didn't really make sense to me. I understand that it says Order of the Phoenix, but the phoenix itself was not really a plot point in the book. So quite weird, because the Order of the Phoenix is just a name. It didn't really have much to do with anything of the actual phoenix itself. It was just a name that Harry, Ron and Hermione came up with. No, that was no. I'm getting my information wrong. Order of Phoenix was in reference to all of the auras that were defending the Wizarding World. What am I saying? I'm mixing it up with Dumbledore's army. Dumbledore's army is what Harry, Ron, and Hermione came up with. Order of the Phoenix is just referencing the actual whole army of defending the Wizarding World. The auras. Yeah, if I got my information correct. So this is a really cool cover as well. And this is the back. I really don't like the character design. I think that's like the only thing that's not that great, because they just look really weird. Like, look at how long Severus Snape's face looks. Like, that is one long face. Damn. Quite comedic. It has that comedic, cartoony look. But anyway, next book is book 6, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and this features Dumbledore's death as well. So this is how it looks like. Dumbledore with Harry, and Dumbledore with casting a flame spell, Incendio probably. This one looks really cool. And the back cover is of Draco Malfoy, and God, man, he does not look 15. He does not look like a teenager, because he's got like wrinkles on his face. I don't know. They all look a bit weird in these covers, but the actual overall these book covers are just amazing. They just look so good. It's just the character designs of the actual characters that are not that, like, they don't look their age. Like, they just look a bit weird. They don't look realistic. They look more cartoony. But to be fair though, it did start off as a children's book series, so Dumbledore does look cool though. He looks pretty cool. Hold on. Yeah, there. Yeah. And Draco Malfoy is featured in this because he was in a dilemma whether he was forced to kill Dumbledore, but he really didn't want to, but he had to, and he was about to actually kill Dumbledore, but he was so scared, so frightened. In terms of character development, God, he was really scared. Like, he was part of a family that supported the Dark Lord, and he really didn't want to be up for any of that. But anyway, so that's book 6. And lastly, book 7 is this one. This one is purple all over, and another gorgeous cover. One, like I said before, the character designs are just really weird, but for Harry, why the hell does he still look like a little kid? Throughout the series, he goes from 11 to 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So he really should be 15 to 16 years old in this one, if I got it right. 16, around 16 and 17. So yeah, like look, like he looks like a 12-year-old. Honestly, like why? Like his shoulders, he looks like a little kid still. He hasn't changed one bit throughout the whole book cover progression. um, but I do like how Voldemort looks like. He looks really cool. Like I don't know what is. I think that's Nagini. I think that's Nagini, and that's Voldemort, and he's casting a spell, Avada Kedavra, on Harry. I believe they're in the Dark Forest. Can't quite remember. Oh my god! I just realised. There's a woman there. Is that a woman? Yeah, one of the Death Eaters, I guess. Oh, there's Lucius Malfoy. God, man, I didn't even see them before. Because I've only seen them online. And there's a Death Eater. It's like these little details. Like, man, these are some detailed covers. Wow, man. And then the back cover where Hagrid, on his motorbike, flying motorbike with Harry on board. God, I absolutely love these covers. These covers are amazing. So yeah, this like is awesome. Just show you what it looks like again. The roof part, complete collection, and yeah, and that's Hogwarts. Awesome. So yeah, that's the book cover, and yeah, these two, the last two, which is the Half-Blood Prince and um, the Half-Blood Prince, actually is very similar to the original book cover. It does feature also Harry and Dumbledore with I believe the flame as well, so it's very similar. But then with this one, it's completely different. This one is very different to the original cover of book 7, which features Harry, Ron, and Hermione when they're in Gringotts with all the gold around them, and they're trapped in that bank room, in that vault. So I'm really glad that they showed Voldemort, the actual showdown itself, because these book covers, I feel they're showing the actual climax. Most of them, they're showing the actual climax, the pivotal point of each book, or at least a very action-packed scene. That's what I'm noticing. That's what I'm noticing, the theme of these books, and I really like that they're showing that, because that's the climax. That's what you're supposed to excite people with the cover. So yeah, it makes sense. I mean, yeah, it's spoilery, but to be honest, everyone's watched. Most people have read Harry Potter at least, and more people would have watched the movies. So yeah, that's really awesome. Really awesome. But I do plan to reread the Harry Potter series. So yeah, I just wanted to do an unboxing slash review video. Yeah, if you want to buy it, I'll put the link in the description. I'm just doing an unboxing video because I like books. I want to show you a different side to me. I do like reading books. I mean, I wasn't much of a reader back in the days, but nowadays I want to read more. For personal and just for like hobby wise, because I do want to write my own novel one day. But anyway, I'm just gonna unbox the Chronicles of Ixia series. So where should I start? It's a bit ripped, unfortunately, but it's gonna have to do. So the first book is Poison Study, by Maria V. Snyder. This book series is, and I haven't read this book series at all, which is why I bought it. So it's another fantasy series, and it's, from what I know, I read the book blurbs for some of the books, and from what I can remember, the Poison Study book is about this girl who is an alleged criminal who gets forced to be the king's food tester, so she has to taste all of the king's food because in case it has poison in it, so she has to basically eat all the food and suffer the poison if there is any poison, and then she'll be given the antidote afterwards. Weird but interesting concept. And so actually, I'll just read the blurb. In the territory of Ixia, control is maintained through the code of behavior, forbidding the practice of magic, but danger lurks in mysterious places. Imprisoned for murder, Yelena Zaltana's punishment is death, unless she accepts the position of the commander of Ixia's food taster, which is what I said, and risks assassination from poison daily. So every day she has to taste the food, and yeah. In a world where magic equals death and freedom is for the lucky few, the battle for Yelena's life has just begun. So it's a battle for survival. That's the first book, Poison Study, and then it's Magic Study. So basically, these book covers, it's focusing on like an element, or like I don't know how to put it, a substance, I should say. Poison, and this is Magic Study, and it's Fire Study, Flame. Then it's Shadow Study. I like how every book is related to each other instead of looking completely 100% different, where there's no color scheme going on or whatever. I like that they're all black because black looks very sophisticated for book covers, in my opinion anyway, and that's Shadow Study. The back covers are just kind of plain. It's just the element bit showing a bit, but it's not much really. I mean, the Fire Study one has more flames going on. Poison has a bit of whatever. And this is Night Study. To be honest, this one looks a lot like Poison Study. Is it just me? They look similar, but Night Study has more of a gaseous form, I guess you could say. Anyway, I think number 5 looks a bit too similar. The Dawn Study actually looks quite even more bizarre. It has a mix of flames with blue fire, I believe, blue flames, which suggests more drama, maybe more intensity. This is the last book, the book 6, and there are more books after this. It's just that I've only ordered the book set for the first 6 books. I don't think there's a book set for all 9 books. I believe book 9 is the latest one. But anyway, yeah, that's my book haul. Like, I'm kind of gutted that the book set that these books, the Chronicles of Ixia books, were in there. It's all kind of ripped a bit somehow. I guess I can just use glue to glue it up or sellotape it. It's not a big deal really. I can just like glue it really. Anyway, so that's just my unboxing video. So stay tuned for more.